And that medication, the reason it's new is because they now have it in shot form, and he goes and gets a shot every twice a month, and that takes care of his psychosis. He does not have all those symptoms that he did before.
No,
It
Rock.
is
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Rock. Am I live on YouTube at the moment? Do you want me to put you onto the screen or not? No, I can't even hear you either. Like your mic might be off. Yeah, I can hear you. Your mic's on. I see it. I don't see it. But I just can't hear you.
maybe he needed to go out and come back in, try it again.
Yeah, try to come back in. Try to leave and come back again. I hate when stuff like that happens. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I apologize for interrupting
That's
you. I didn't
okay.
mean.
That's okay. I do a lot of helping people everywhere I can.
That's good. So everybody's that's heard her. Where her Facebook group is, please join her. Please go there. I'm glad her son is saved, and I feel bad for. I'm glad her son is saved. I feel bad for her. The other ones that passed, I feel bad for them. But I'm glad your son was saved.
Yeah. And we have Papa Bear, Danny Triple D. So that is Hap Steven. I don't know who's Steven in here.
And I don't know who Hap Steven is. I don't know, no idea.
Okay, hi Papa Bear, but I don't know. Oh, Roller is around. Ace, bring him live.
Okay, how's that?
Welcome,
I
welcome, welcome.
Wait a second. What just happened?
Rock Roller just joined. You have to bring him live.
Well, I think I was just kicked out or something. Like something just
I
happened. And Rocket, I think I asked this earlier, but I'm gonna ask again. Do you want do you want to be on the screen?
Hello, Dean. Do you want to join us?
I don't know if
No,
it's.
we can't hear you, Rock.
I can't. I just hear static. That's all I'm hearing.
You could hear him because I can't on my
Oh,
end.
I hear like static, like something like a fuzzy static noise.
maybe
Okay.
the bandwidth is low, and I should hop down and let somebody else come up. Maybe that'd work.
No, that doesn't affect. We could go up to 8 people on a landscape and up to 20
Okay,
in
how?
total. Now I can hear him.
Yeah, and Dean, yes, a lot of people has joined.
All
I
right,
had
how's
a
that?
lot.
Yeah. So, Rock Holler, before we spend 1 hour before Ace is bringing you live, he want to know if you're okay with the fact that he's going to bring you live, and also if you're okay with being broadcasted live on YouTube and on my Twitter and my Periscope.
That's, hey, that's fine with me.
All right,
He
bring
said
it.
that's fine with him. Ace, bring him up.
Hello, how you doing?
How's it going?
Good. I'm doing
Can you
great.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay,
Can you?
good. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
The usual Saturday night thing. Nothing much.
There you go. Yeah, Susan, you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, I just want to make sure if you're still here or not. That's good. Welcome to the party.
Do you have a Valentine? Okay, we have another Hey Steven in the comment. Who's Steven?
Who
I
has
have
a
no idea.
Valentine? Oh, that's my followers from Periscope.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. There we go. Now the
Yeah,
signal's great. There we go.
the ones from Periscope has a blue mark beside their name.
I see like a blue, like a bird on Twitter.
Yep, I see the blue.
Yeah, Steve Dean, aka Dean.
So, Susan, I'm not sure if you were done talking before.
Excuse me?
The what?
I'm asking Susan if you were done talking.
Yeah, I can stop. Is somebody? That's why I said somebody else can come up
No,
if
no,
you'd
I'm
like.
asking if you're done talking. If you're not, the floor is yours, so you could finish.
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to continue, go ahead. I didn't mean to, I guess, to interrupt. You can tell your story somewhere you can.
Okay, well, that's the bulk of the story about my son. But I can tell you that that after my husband abandoned me homeless, there was nothing left of me because of his narcissistic abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And over all this time, I've been growing myself back into a person, and I get to be who I want to be. I don't have to be who everybody else wants me to be. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
choosing who I want to be. And I'm an author. I became an author since my husband abandoned me. I'm also a coach. I help people who are stuck at the bottom. I love to help people feel better about themselves. That is like my most favorite thing ever to do.
That's awesome. And Susan, let me know when you're available. We could have an interview talking about your book.
Okay, well, right at the moment, I am disabled, uh, so I don't have a job or anything at the moment. I had to give up my business to save my son.
Hmm.
So the only way to I had just started a business. Dang it.
No, no, it's going to be
Um,
online
but
due to what's happening right now.
I'm open pretty much most of the time.
Hmm. Okay. I think the best way to connect would be on IG, or I don't know if you do Twitter. If you could send me a message and we find a good time and we hop on. What just happened? We hop from 90, 100 to 217 views. Wow.
I,
Congrats.
I say
It
102. I say 102 for me.
I
if you
see
want to
217 on my end.
wow.
I don't know if
If you
it's a
want to find
glitch.
me on If you want to find me on Instagram, I have a photography page on there, Susan Day Photography.
Oh, it's easier. You just click on my on here because I linked my IG. It's easy to find. Just click on my profile and you could see my IG.
Okay.
So the thing to do it quick, just let me know. Like I'm more into the afternoon, and my local time is AST, which is Atlantic Standard Time. Just let me know. Afternoon is better, like for next week, after Wednesday. Which night would be? I mean, which night or which afternoon would be the best for you? And give me two or
It
three options so I could tell you if it's going to be okay or not for me.
it doesn't actually matter because I'm not working right now.
So you don't care whether it's Wednesday or Thursday afternoon. But what's your
No, it
time?
doesn't
Because I'm
matter.
AST, which is a 1 hour on top of EST.
I'm on the West Coast, so I'm Pacific Standard Time.
Okay, so my afternoon would be your morning.
Okay.
Okay, so just send me a message and I'll let you know what I have scheduled,
Oh,
and we could hop on and talk about your book.
yeah,
Because I
thank
do
you,
that, and
Pyro.
I have a huge followers and group on Facebook, up to 6,000 people that could help, and you could share your book and share your experience.
Okay.
And thank you, Pyro. I just thought appreciate award. If you want to
Yeah, I was
speak,
gonna tell her. Yeah, I was gonna tell her thank you myself.
my book is actually a book of poetry, and it's on childhood sexual abuse, and I went
that's
ahead and
perfect. I
published it
have a
because
poetry talk,
I
so you
wanted to
just
help
have to
people.
hop on the poetry talk.
Awesome. I would
If you
love
check
that.
my
Thank you so
broadcast
much.
on the past, you'll find poetry talk. I don't know if you could use the research, what they call the magnify glass. If you check poetry talk, you'd see the previous poetry talk I had. So if you're okay with that, usually what I do is a first one-on-one. We have an interview where you tell who you are in your story, and then you join a panel with different poets where you could read maybe two or three of your poetry.
Okay, but I probably shouldn't read any of my poetry out of that particular book.
No, you could come
um,
up with something
it's
because I love one of the
yeah.
ladies who's able
I'll find
to.
something else to
Yeah,
read.
she's able
Yeah.
to write poetry while we live. Like she could be live with us, like right now. And at the end, she's just going to share her feeling about it. And it's amazing what she could come up with at the very last minute. So just feel free, whatever you want to share, and you have it, and you know it's going to be the way to share and convey your story the best.
Okay. I actually have one that I wrote a couple years after my husband abandoned me. That uh, a discovery about myself that I made. So that would be a good one to read.
Hmm. And I see Dean said to Pyro, I might be, but I think I'm disqualified by love. I don't know. Or we lose someone. I think we lost Steven. Ace, I think we lost Steven.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Hope his connection's okay.
So don't you see the 234? Because that's what I'm seeing on my end.
I say 118.
Okay, so probably it's the issue we had the other day with the. Oh yeah, I see it. It's 111 others on Periscope that don't count. If you click on the eye, you could see it.
Yeah, I see 111 on Periscope.
Yeah, that doesn't count, which is not fair. So right now you are 235, but doesn't count. Pyro, you have to know with the Hubs challenge, even if you have 235, you have 111 others on not LinkedIn, on Periscope that doesn't count. So the real count is 118 at the moment, and you have to bring it up to 250 to qualify for the week 2. And another thing is I wanted to share with you is your very first broadcast has more power, more traffic than any other. So if you feel like doing your challenge on a D-Day, avoid going live, cutting it off, coming back live and cutting it off because it's going to bring down your traffic. And like right now, it's your third time. That's why you could feel like even if we are 3-4 on here, yes, but they have, I don't remember how they justified Pyro. I think they said it has to be linked to your Twitter and you have to have both qualified. And on my end, my Periscope and my Twitter are linked right now. That's the two running beside Hubs. And maybe Steven was not linking his Twitter with his Periscope, and that's why it doesn't count, even if he brought probably the 111. Because on my end, I know it's all linked. So all my counts, all my viewers counts are counted for Ace right now. And thank you all for being here. We are all here to support Ace. Shadow.
Cause I live in the shadows. You can't see me.
That's why we all dark here. That's the dark. How did she say the other day? Chara called it
Dark.
the dark.
I
The
think
dark show?
Dark Scope, or Dark
No, I think she
Broadcast.
said dark show. That's the dark show.
I was gonna name it that. I was gonna name it that once, but I didn't forgot how it was worded. So I didn't want to use that. I forgot how it was worded.
Yeah, but it was nice to call it dark show because people would be like, what's the dark show? And the only one to figure out is to click and join us to see what's the dark show.
Yeah, because it could mean a lot of things.
Yeah, it's maybe you should change now since we're no longer talking about Valentine's Day.
Yes, the day I will obey you.
Maybe dark show would do. And Power said, mine are linked. Yeah, but you are not in this broadcast. If you join the broadcast, that's going to help Ace get the 250. And if you have them both linked, that's how it could help. And if you go live, also the same thing. So my advice would be, if you want to go live, make sure you just go live for the white one because it's going to drive all the traffic towards your very first live. And don't do it like Ace always do. He's going live for 2-3 minutes and he stops. That's not how it's going to build and pile up. Make sure you have all your content, everything you want to say, everything aligned and set, and try to stay at least for the Hubs challenge 10 minutes, they said. If you could go for 1 hour, it would be way better. And if you could have just your talking points and stuff like that ready, it's also a good thing. So every time you feel like you're out of subject, you could hop on your links, on your bullet points and stuff like that and talk about something else. And you won't feel like, oh, I don't have anything more to say. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, I tried that HAPS challenge, but after an hour, I only had about half the people, and I was at a pond standing, and I couldn't stand up anymore. My
Oh,
back would my back wouldn't let me.
you have to invite people. Like,
Yeah.
what did we do last time? We had Space Gal
I didn't.
joining
I
us.
didn't know. I didn't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that yet. So
Are you on your phone?
yeah.
Okay, because I'm not really. I think on your phone you can't invite more than one person. Am I wrong or right,
Oh
Shadow?
yeah. Oh, inviting them into the scope. Yeah. You can only do one.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need to have like two, three people hopping on, and also you have to schedule your talk. Like, let's say you know exactly what's going to be your subject. If you say upcoming talk, people would know that you might be coming live at this time, and this is going to be the subject. And if I happen to be able to hop on, that's the best way to do it. Because you could have people hopping on live on stage, like right now. You could also have the option of asking people to share your live as well. They could just simply share it. Okay, Paro said you can invite at the beginning. Um, Actually, Pyro, you could invite at the beginning, you could invite while you live as well. But the only thing is, the limitation is you can't invite more than one person live when you're on mobile. You have to invite someone, hop off, they hop on, talk to you, hop off before you could invite somebody else. While the desktop allows you to go up to 8 people live on screen, and I think up to 20 people being in the background. So that means you could have 8 people talking to each other and have 20 other people in the same time being able to interact with each other, even if they are not visible on screen. Sorry, I was checking my clubhouse too.
No, you were just making fun of me. That's how you were doing.
No, I would never do that.
Because that day he always makes fun of me.
Pyro said I haven't had guests yet. Okay, invite me next. Let me know when you're going live.
Just make sure she be as nice because she tends to be bossy in broadcast like she was to me. She told me to say thank you and everything else.
That's why I'm supporting him, and he's the one getting all the awards tonight.
Oh, I see. Rub that in my face, will ya?
You deserve it.
I deserve it?
Yes, you deserve a friend like me.
Oh, okay.
I'm pushing you out of your boundaries.
Okay. I see you. I see your microphone turning off and on.
I love friends that do that. That's awesome. That's really good. It helps people grow.
I'm an innocent angel, okay?
You know what I did last week? I just hop on and I'm like, Ace, set a show. I'll be there in a few minutes. And that's how we made it for the first challenge. And he was like, yeah, I'm not usually going passing that 100 and stuff. I'm like, let's go and let's do this thing. And I think it was the first time you had 600 views in total.
Wow.
She made me do
And he was like, she's so bossy. I'm like, that's a good bossy friend you have.
Hey, Susan, can you tell her off?
Why?
She's bossing me around. I don't know why. I'm innocent. I'm an angel. I'm a king. Cough cough and everything else.
Okay, check your comments.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to step out of that comfort zone and do something that you've never done before. Um,
But this is like I've never went live this many times on Periscope when I was on Periscope. I was mainly a viewer on Periscope.
well, I leaped out of my comfort zone. I wrote a song and then I sang it on Periscope once.
I noticed that speaking too. I noticed people from Periscope are hopping onto Haps. I noticed that like a few people from Periscope I knew that was from around here.
Yeah, they're looking for a place to go.
Either it's YouTube, Twitch, or here. One of the three that I know of.
So why don't you leap out of your comfort zone and sing us a song?
I'm not good singing.
Just try.
No, I'm
It
horrible.
doesn't that
I
doesn't matter. That's not the whole point. The whole point of the thing is that you're leaping out of your comfort zone.
I did do one story deck. Effect was like a A few days ago, a week or so ago, I did one of me having cancer. I did that one.
You have cancer?
I had it.
You had it?
I was 11 when I had it.
Oh wow.
I'm
We
now
we
I'm,
lost we lost my brother-in-law last month.
I'm now currently diabetic. Not insulin bad, but I'm diabetic.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I have my uncle. He is diabetic, and my dad was borderline. Thank you, Nade, for that. I'm not sure that's to me or who, but yeah. But I said I was going to do another one about my Make a Wish, but I don't know if people want to hear that one, so I'm not going to do it. I doubt people want or doubt people be interested in that one.
Nice, Pyro. That's awesome.
Just share it.
You think people be interested of hearing that? Me going to that cause
Doesn't matter what we think, just share it. There's only one way to find out.
well, I have to find. I did. I've been writing stuff down. I have to find where I put those notes at. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. I can just write down the schedule. I mean, write down the schedule. Write down the note. Write
Do it
down when I.
now. We are waiting for at least another 100. So go ahead. And you've not been talking too much. I'm the one talking the most, and Suzanne as well.
Well, I was going to do a separate broadcast for that.
No, go ahead. So
Ah.
you'll see if people kind of relate to it and how Suzanne like it or not. She's gonna give you an insight right now, which is awesome. So you
Oh,
won't be like, it's my bossy friend telling me to do something.
wait.
But I feel like Suzanne is more bossy than I am, by the way. But we'll figure out.
Oh,
Well,
Susan.
I can't help myself. I'm a coach.
Now, is that code or slang for bossy?
Well, sometimes I tell people what to do because it's what's good for them.
Well, I can give you like a little bit what happened. I guess on my Make a Wish. I can take a little bit what happened and see how it goes.
Okay.
I was in seventh grade, like a few months in my seventh grade year, and someone came by and told me what I wanted. I think I was able to make three wishes, like three wishes. One of them was I think she brought it up was to like, go into like a mall or some place, store. I think it was only I think it was supposed to be closed down. I think for that reason for me only, because doing my Make a Wish, and it was going to
Mhm.
it was and then it would reopen afterwards. Either it was that one or to see the group in sync when the greet them say I had my
Wow.
I hope you're okay, Pyro. I hope you're okay, doing okay. But they were to see that group in sync, which
Mm-hmm.
I that one came true. I got to see the group in sync, and I went from Boise, the airport in Boise, to Seattle. I was staying in
Okay,
Seattle.
Shadow, I'm going to just hop on a few minutes and then you keep coming with the story. I want to say something. While people are on YouTube, they can't see the comment we have on Hub. So before you answer a comment, it would be nice to say that Pyro said, and then you mention what she said before you answer. Going to be easier for everyone to know what's going on. And Rock, okay, she's gone back. So that's the best thing to do. Otherwise, on YouTube, you'd be like, what the hell is happening? Or if you're on Twitter, you'd be like, I don't know, why are you talking to somebody I don't see on the screen? You know what I mean? Just make sure you read it before so everyone knows what you're talking about, and then you comment something on it.
Okay.
Your floor is.
Anyway, anyways, that um. Well, yeah, I was staying in Seattle at the hotel, and everything was paid for. Everything was paid for, and I had like a limousine pick me up, take me to and from the hospital, the hospital, to the hotel, the airport, to the concert, all that. I even got up, go up to the Space Needle, but I found out it was actually a restaurant up there. Not sure if it still is or not. You still there, Susan?
I'm listening.
Okay, I thought something happened. I thought something happened. Yeah, I didn't know that. I found out that was the Space Needle was a restaurant. I got to go to the zoo.
Ah.
The concert was fun. I got to meet them. They grew up in sync. I got to meet them. Shook their hand. Got the autograph picture. That was like the. I'm guessing that was like the rehearsal time I went in. Then I had to wait for a little bit longer for the concert, like a little bit longer. Then I got to go to the concert. I think it was like
Wow.
yeah. I was I think it was their Celebrity 2002 Celebrity Tour.
That must have been amazing.
Yeah, yeah. It was. It was like I go. There was a zoo that I went to as well. I also took. I have a sister that lives in the area of Seattle, and I got to visit her for the second time. Because I went to Seattle the first time like a year or two before I got cancer. Then I got to go again, and I got to visit her while I was there in Washington. So it was kind of a nice. It was kind of like a nice trip.
So what do you think, Suzanne? Should he have a whole podcast about it?
If he wants to go into more detail about the concert and how it made him feel and what it did for him, as far as the how it helped him get through some of the hard stuff because of being able to remember being there when he's in the hospital and such. If he went into more detail, I think it would be worth
So,
broadcast.
Ace, I hope you're
Absolutely.
taking notes. It's all the details, your bullet point, the talking points, because you have to go in depth. Right now, you just gave us the thing in a blunt way. We don't know exactly
Yes.
what happened and how you felt. So take all those questions Suzanne is asking you, write them down, and have already your different points you're going to talk about, your talking points.
Okay, maybe I'll get a piece of paper so I can write this
Okay,
stuff.
get your piece of paper and write everything down.
Okay, any questions? So I can put them in the video.
Okay, so one thing you probably want to talk about is how it made you feel if you were, where you were in your healing process, and if you had trouble because you were sick, or if you were feeling awesome and amazing, if you were up dancing, what was going on while you were in the concert itself, and what it felt like when you shook their hand, stuff like that. Because not everybody gets to meet somebody amazing like that.
Okay, I can do that.
And oh, by the way, when you said you have to go in depth, it doesn't mean one or two sentences or one or two words, because I know you.
They don't.
How many words, Suzanne? Because I know him. He's going to be like, I just answered that question. No, you have to go in depth. You have to make us feel something.
Yes, as an author, it is my ultimate goal to make people feel.
Go into details.
Yes, details is what it is, where it's at, because you want to keep people's attention.
Okay. Okay, I got that. I got those two written down.
That's really important. Perhaps write down an outline and of the different points that you want to talk about, and then put a few sentences under each as reminders, so that when you're live, your nerves don't get the best of you, and you can remember everything you wanted to cover.
Okay.
I'm also a speaker.
I did have some notes written down, like what I was gonna like, where I just when what I was doing this, and this. But I think it's probably be better to do it this way.
Yeah, and also is you are telling us something that is not helping you. When you have the chance to talk to somebody like Suzanne, she's a speaker, she's an author, put those things aside and ask questions like, do you feel like you're stuck, you can't speak? Or do you feel like it's getting to your nerves? How do you feel like? And where do you need help? Because you are in your own show. I can't be in your show. So how do you feel at that moment? Why are you always going live for 2-3 minutes and you stop? Is it because you feel like you don't have anything else to say?
Yes.
Ask things that are going to be relevant into your endeavor and into your broadcast in the future. Because if you don't ask those questions, Suzanne can't help you beyond that. I'm kind of bossy, but everyone is not bossy, because you'll be like, okay, I don't know if I
Well,
should go
well,
back.
actually, in the day, I was kidding. I was kidding about that. I wasn't really serious.
Yeah, but even it could be teasing or not teasing, but you know what I mean. So if you could be more specific in your questions, it's going to be easier for Suzanne to hear you and be able to feel what you're feeling and help you in a better way.
So should I kind of say what I was doing before? Like, should I
No,
start?
ask question because you are the only one in your own shoe. So why are you, and I'm asking you twice again, the same
Oh,
question. Why
should I
are
actually,
you not going too long on your life? Why are you just, is it like because you introvert or what's making you stop? Why don't you go longer on your life?
oh, you're actually asking me that question. Okay.
Yes.
The reason why, because I figured no one comes with nobody's coming in, or I don't know what to talk about, so that's why I just leave.
Okay, so now what's your question to Suzanne? She's a speaker, she's an author.
Should I actually should I actually go starting from the day the Make a Wish people came to my door? Probably be,
Yes.
and I should do everything from that moment on to the day I come home.
Yes. All the things that you remember and the feelings that you remember and what you were going through at the time.
Let me see.
Because I've never had cancer. I don't know what it's like and what it feels like and what when someone offered you the trip and what that meant to you and what it felt like to have that and how special you must have felt. Um, I don't know any of that. I know from the standpoint of an aunt because my niece passed away from cancer before her third birthday,
Oh,
and my brother-in-law passed away last month. So I know from a family point of view, but I don't know from a person's point of view that was actually there and went through that. So you get to teach people and help them understand, and perhaps by telling your story, more people will donate, and then there will be more options for these kids that need to do this thing. They will have more money to send them places and more kids will get to go because you're telling your story and people are feeling what you were feeling.
okay. I'm doing that.
Any questions?
And not at the moment.
Okay. Because the thing is, depending on what makes you feel like, and also another thing, don't be worried about people not coming live. Because the thing is, when you're worried and you keep telling that, that's not helping your nerves, one thing. And the second thing is, think about people catching the replay. If you were about to catch a replay, would you like to hear somebody saying, "Oh, I have nobody hopping on my live" and things like that? You know what I mean? That's not something you would like to hear. However, you could tell a story or tell something else. Have your bullet points ready, and remember, we want to know how you feel, like Susan just mentioned.
I
You've
guess
been
too.
through something I've never been through. I don't know. And even if I see somebody going through the same process, they are not sharing their insight of what's going on.
I guess probably too people that are gonna
And I
like.
know you don't like to talk about your emotion, which is okay, but you could work on it. You could learn it. You could
Well,
teach yourself.
I think probably good if, in this case because I can actually get through the story and without any. Caro says telling your story will help others who may become affected by cancer.
Mhm. But you have to tell it the right way. You have to learn on it. It's not easy to tell a story. A storyteller is something you're not born with it. You just have to give the time and exercise, and at some point you're gonna get there. Before you know it, you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, that was so easy." But before you get there, it's gonna be really hard. It's like broadcasting live. At the beginning you'll be alone behind the screen, and nobody's gonna be there. Maybe you get one or two. You'll be like, "Wow, super happy," and then you have 10, and then you have 20, and then one day you end up having 700 and so on. So it's all about being consistent.
Okay.
Being consistent, being confident, being positive as you can. You tell your story, always have a positive twist or end in your story.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, and don't think, "Oh, I said 3 words, I'm okay." No, try to make it 30.
Okay.
Because
It's
if you
like
tell me, "Okay, the road was like this and I went this and I did this," that's too mechanical. It's like, okay, where's the human feelings in the story?
So if you write your story down, then you can practice it so that it doesn't sound like you're reading it, but then you'll still have that paper to look back on so you don't forget things. If you lose your place or whatever in your story, you can find it again on the paper. It helps a lot.
I can write it down like what I can remember doing, what I was feeling that day, and lead it up to it.
And also, Susan is on Instagram as well, so it's possible to keep in touch on Instagram if you feel like you have a writing block or something like that as well. If you're okay with that, Susan.
Of course.
I'm not sure. I don't know what her username is. I didn't. If she said it, I didn't
I
hear it.
have on Instagram. I have a page called Susan Day Photography.
Susan. Susan, what photography?
Susan Day, Day.
Okay.
Yeah, you can find me that way.
Actually, I can go on right now and Instagram right
Yeah,
now.
just attach it now so you have it done. And you have to practice as well. You have to go live and practice, or if you want to write it down and share what you wrote, and maybe if you want to have any insights, things like that, you could do that. If you want to write bullet points, also make sure you have the bullet points the way you want it and easy to remember what's the story behind it. And try to be structured, consistent, like we said. Confidence is going to come. The more you do it, you're going to get more confident every day. Celebrate your win whenever you happen to have a winning moment or story. Just celebrate that. I'm going to give you more
And
confidence for the future.
another tool you can use is to put your phone just on record and not on any social media, and record yourself telling your story. So you can go back and look at it, and you can say, okay, that didn't make any sense, or that doesn't really convey my feeling really well. I need to change this, and you can better your story that way.
Okay, Susan, I think I sent you a request on Instagram.
Okay.
Awesome. I will accept it as soon as I get done in here.
Okay.
Okay.
So Pyro said one thing that helps me while podcasting is deep breathing. That's also something you could do. No, not that loud.
Okay.
Laughing and being happy, being positive will all help you.
Well,
You can do.
she said brave loud, so I did.
You can also do one thing that has helped me a lot with confidence is affirmations. So what an affirmation is for those that don't know, is I am worthy, I am happy, I am strong, so forth and so on. So you could make some affirmations and write them down. That I'm a good speaker. I can tell a good story, so forth and so on, and bring your confidence level up by doing that.
Okay, I can do that. I'm trying to think how I did with the cancer. I kind of did that with the cancer story. I did. I didn't read it word for word, but I did the best that I could do is what I remembered throughout the time I was there, and what I did at the end. I had to believe in God, pray, think positive. What did that for that one? If that counts
Okay, I
anything.
have a question. What do you want people to remember you for? Let's say it's your analogy you're writing now. What do you want people to remember about yourself? That's what you have to have in mind when you're writing that story, because you have to be focused and have the end game you want based on what's your idea. What are you living for?
That you can they you can the heck out. I was one I thought this was cat. So you can I have no idea. I'm speechless.
Pyro
Think
says,
about,
having been through abuse, it leaves you feeling unsafe. And Pyro, I've been through a lot of abuse. I know exactly how you feel, and I can help you with that.
yes, that's why I told you to work with Susan, because the thing is, I'm not really an expert on that. So if I help you, would be more like the technological part, which is more like apps, how to grow your audience, social media, stuff like that. I'm more into that part, and traveling, which is completely different from being a victim of abuse or being a survivor after cancer is completely different. While Susan is more fit for that. So you must be connected with her, and she's going to help you with the feeling part. Because when Susan was sharing her story, I could feel how she was feeling at that moment. And it's not easy to have that feeling when you share a story, because it's your story. I know you could be introvert, you could be feeling so many different things at the same time, and it's really hard to convey the proper idea or feeling or emotion at that time. but you have to master that. Imagine you sitting on your analogy the day you're no longer alive and people are sitting there. What do you want them to remember you for? And in that case, you know exactly what's your end game. And it's going to be easier for you to walk towards that target. So if you want to help more of those those kids get more donation, that's a good way to do it. And you could partner also with the dream. If your idea is to write a book about your story, definitely partner with Susan. She's going to be able to help you convey better your message. If you just want to stick to podcasts, which is a nice idea as well, that's something also you could do, because the same way you have to write your story and make sure you are conveying the proper idea or emotion, it's the same thing while you're writing a book, except a book is longer and you have to go beyond 3 or 4 words to answer a question. So it depends on you. What do you want to do? And let's say you're about to attend your own analogy. What would you like people to say about you?
Yeah, I was the right person.
How about if I give you an example? I have a poem that I wrote
Mhm.
that is about the discovery I made a couple years after my husband abandoned me homeless. And what it'll do is it'll help you with the idea of writing with getting the emotion in there as well. Would you
Okay.
like to hear that?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. It's called The Hole. As I stand here looking at the past, I see myself as a woman full of holes. Every time you would say to me my feelings didn't matter, it poked a hole inside of me. As the many years passed, the holes began to grow. The larger they became, the smaller I withdrew into the corners and edges that were left of me. I could stand in the breeze, and it would blow right through the giant holes you left in me as it hit the framework that was left of me. Until one day a bird flew through the giant hole inside my heart, and when that bird's wing tickled me, my frame fell apart, and I began to grow. I realized I was not the corners and edges. I was not as weak as you thought, for it was you that was the weak one. And when that bird's wing tickled me, I found out I wasn't the corners and edges that was left of me. I was the whole.
That's beautiful. Beautifully said, with full of emotion. Do you feel it, Ace?
Yeah, I feel kind of sad.
That's how you want to share your story.
Sad?
I say that's
You
how you
you
want to share your story. You have to share the feelings,
Oh, I feel okay.
that emotion you
right,
have.
right. You want to put your emotion into what you're saying, just like I did when I read the poem. The better you are at that, the more people will be interested in listening.
Exactly. And the
So,
thing is, imagine is if you were about to watch somebody else reading the same poetry, but the person is not giving you the feeling about each word and everything you're saying. It's just like you don't get down into the story because it's like, okay, it's just somebody saying a few words.
Right, and you want to have pauses and in your because a pause can say just as much as what you're reading.
mhm. Okay.
I
Well,
hope that I helped.
yeah, kind of a just don't just read it. Just kind of actually like you kind of like you're telling a story about it, not just saying it.
You
I
want to try again?
Yes.
I probably can practice first.
No, you could try again one more time so Susan would see how you kind of incorporate it. You don't have to tell the whole story, but just one part that makes you feel emotional and see how you could do.
I guess I can tell about the concert that I was in.
Go ahead.
For what I remember, I was excited. I was nervous. I was excited to be in the to see him, see him in person. I was kind of a little bit nervous, but I know I was excited. I was happy. I couldn't. I'm not good at this. I'm really horrible at this stuff.
Okay,
I'm
so like I was so very excited that I was nervous. instead of maybe I was excited, I was nervous, I was happy. I was so excited, I was nervous, and I was jumping up and down, and and put some action in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But you can practice that. You'll get better.
I hope
You'll
so.
get better. Oh, you definitely will. You definitely will.
Yeah, I'm not good at this stuff. I'm horrible.
Now, see, every time you say that, your brain is going to believe you, and you're talking yourself into the negative. So instead of that, say, I'm going to work on this, and I'm going to get to where I want to be. I can be good at this. I can be good at this.
Yep, that's what I told you. You shouldn't be saying those things. Think about whoever is watching the replay. Nobody wants to hear that. Even yourself, you don't want to listen to that once it's said. So try to twist it in a positive way. You could say exactly the same way you feel, but on a positive angle.
Yeah, I can write down everything what I've been through from the moment the Make a Wish people came down up to the end. I can what I remember at least.
I would, if I were you, I would start from the beginning because how did you qualify and how did you win that first? Because that would be the beginning. And how did you hear about it? What was the first time you knew that you were qualified and you're going to get it? That's
I
also
think
exciting time.
I think
And then
everybody
Yes.
I
I
think
want to know
everybody
before. I want to know the before. You can't just give me, it's like you just give me the peanut butter parfait from
I think
Dairy
everybody
Queen without knowing that it's coming from Dairy Queen and all the stuff and all the
well,
first before.
I think everybody that has cancer that's when any kid under 18 is qualified. If I remember right, that I still know of.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about that. For me, you're talking Chinese or Japanese. You think I know, I don't know. You have to think about people who are in the audience that don't know anything about it.
It must be a nice these thing.
Like,
You have,
what were you doing when the subject came up the first time?
I don't
mhm.
remember. I do not remember. I just remember knowing someone was coming to my house, to the apartment, and asking me that. I
Okay, then
don't.
that's where you want to start. You were living in your apartment, you had cancer, this is what was happening during that time, and the first part that you remember because it's been so long ago was the moment when people were coming to your apartment and what you felt like and what it meant to you at that time because you're looking back.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to remember, and this is what I remember was someone came to my apartment and asked me what I want. I think it was like 3 wishes. I think it was, and I got two. I only said two of them. I couldn't think of a third one. And then sometime later, I got a call. Well, I was in school, so my mom got the call, and she said I was got to go to the concert. I didn't believe it because I thought she was joking.
Okay, let's say instead of saying my mom got a call, which is kind of like indifferent and you don't care, why wouldn't you say something like when my mom told me, which is something I want to hear because it's you hearing from your mom, not just something that randomly happened somewhere, I don't know, and you never mentioned your mom before. It's just out of the blue.
Well,
And then now
she did answer the phone.
you're not listening to me.
Okay.
You're talking about your story, you. So it's you and me. I'm listening to your story. You never mentioned your mom before. And out of the blue, you mentioned your mom. So it's easier if you tell me how you felt when your mom told you.
Write that down, I guess.
Be careful when you throw away because you throw away my attention. I'll be like, oh my gosh, you were telling me something, and now we are completely opposite angle. And who's your mom? You never mentioned anything about your mom from the story. So in that case, at the introduction or at the beginning, you should mention that this is going to happen and introduce me to that new character, because otherwise I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Imagine having a comics books and you just have someone hopping out of the blue. You'll be like, oh, what's happening? Susan, do you agree with me?
Yeah, I agree with that. Hmm. I think that the before story, before all of this happened to you, as far as knowing what was going on, you could talk about, say that you've been going to school and doing everything, and you found out you had cancer, and your mom was there to help you out, so forth and so on, and who your family members were at that time, and kind of introduce your family before you go into actually getting the call.
So when someone came to my apartment, I should say my mom was there too, and my dad was there. There
Yeah,
was
you
there,
have to set the. It's like a movie. You have to give us the set so we know what was happening. Because otherwise, you can't just say my mom was super excited or somebody else was super excited, and we'll be like, we didn't even know somebody was on the set at that time.
So look at it like you're watching a movie of what was happening, and try to remember who was there and what they were doing, and if was anybody else happy. Were they Was somebody sitting down and eating popcorn? Were you guys watching a movie when you found out? Try and set a scene so people will that'll draw people in.
I'm writing this down for a sec, so that's why I'm quiet.
Hmm.
It's okay. You can also look up on YouTube, um, and find some YouTube videos on how to tell my story, um, how to write my story, stuff like that. That you might find some tips on there that I don't have.
Yeah, and Pyro said in the comment she agreed.
Now, when I was talking about my son, I was giving a really quick synopsis. I wasn't like sitting there and telling my whole story. There's a lot that was left out because of time constraints. But
Hmm.
when I go live and I tell my story live, I go through the pretty much the whole thing, and I try to bring people through the story so they can feel some of the things that I felt. I want people to understand what it feels like to have a family member that has a problem, that's homeless because of a mental condition. I want people to know what it feels like, because there's so many people out there that believe bad things about homeless people. Well, most of the homeless people out there are homeless because they have a mental problem and they need help.
Yeah.
There's one thing I remember that I did came to my mind when the Make Witch guy people came to my door. I was in my room listening to my headphones, and my dad had to come and get me.
That's part of your story. You should, and as you start writing it out and trying to remember, little bits and pieces will pop in, and you'll be adding them in over time. So be leave some space in between your thoughts, because you'll start with 4 or 5 thoughts about it, and then you'll have other thoughts, and you'll remember, okay, this goes in between this thought and that thought, this happened in this space, and so forth and so on, and you build your story that way.
I really wish I had a notebook back then. I could write down everything. I did, but it was for school. I wish I had my own notebook. I could write down everything.
It's
I
not
did.
too late. You just have to start now because we've been talking about it since last week. If you started last week already, you'd have
I did,
some.
but I did, but that's what I was thinking if I should really do it or not. 'Cause I didn't think people would be interested.
Oh, you
But now,
have to do it. It's going to take some time because it's not easy. You don't wake up one day and you're really good at telling your story. But you have to start, which is a good thing. You started.
like I found it, so I can look through it again and look at what you and Susan was saying. I can look at the what I written down and see if I can make it make sense. Excuse me, and then when I think I'm ready, I can go on live. Excuse me.
You can also just do an audio recording on your phone and talk about your story, and try to see if there's anything that you need to change, before you're ready to do video.
Yeah,
See if it jogs your memory by re-listening to it.
yeah. I can do that.
Yeah, you can do a lot of different things to help your memory with that.
This is what man, this is probably why I'm not be a good. Now I'm being serious, and I'm not really a good writer. So, but this right here probably be good practice.
Yeah, but
I don't know, Susan, if you could expand about the 3 steps. Like every story, you have the first, I don't remember how we call it in the writing courses. You have 3 different steps. The first one is more like the introduction. You have the middle one and the last part. I don't remember. If you do remember.
well, the first part generally is to draw people in. So you want to set the scene and for instance, if you're talking about like a bear out in the woods, you're going to talk about the trees and what the mountains are looking like and so forth and so on and draw people into so they can see it with their eyes. Um, and like if they were blind, how would you explain what was going on in that scene? How would you explain to them what it looks like in there? The same with emotional stuff. Um, and then and then you want to go into the meat of the story and your story is going to a really good story always has a climax where, like for instance, you're in the woods, so forth and so on, and in the climax, there's a bear chasing you, and you get scratched or whatever, and you just barely get away. But then the climax is over, and you're good again, or the really super exciting part of the story, and then you want to end your story on a nice even level where everybody's happy um, and
Like a
what
nice
the
ending.
yeah, like the consequences of all the excitement and all the fun stuff and all, or all the
It's like
hard stuff depending on what your story is
Ace,
about is over.
take notes. You need to come back and rethink about all this stuff. I hope you're taking notes.
I'm writing down stuff down.
Okay.
So when I say like at the end, I can say, well, hold on, it sounded better when I was thinking it, but it might not sound good saying it. But I was going to
That's
say,
negative. When you say that, I don't want to hear you what you're going to say after what you just said. Stop doing that.
well,
Say, I've
well,
tried
still,
this. This is what I want to say. But if you say something like, oh, this is going to be negative, I'll be like, okay, I don't want to listen to it.
I was going to say it was. I don't want to say something that I was going to say, and I was like negative. That's what I'm not going to say it. It's a little bit better in my head, but I don't think it'll
Just
sound good.
try. Just try. But
That
don't.
that happens a lot. That happens a lot. That's completely normal.
hmm
That
Just don't.
happens to me.
hmm Just
Hmm.
say it. Ace. Just go, jump. Don't even overthink it. Just jump.
But I don't think having cancer is the best way of doing it. I want people having cancer to go and have a make a wish. Only thing I could say is if you survive, you get a chance to have a wish. But I don't know if they can make sense when I said it.
How about not if you survive, but when you survive?
That's a better way of
hmm
saying it.
Yeah. Try to keep there has to be a it's okay to have a part of your story be somewhat negative, but you want the bulk of your story to be positive. You want it to end with a positive message. Just like my poem, it was kind of emotional turmoil and pain throughout the poem, but it ended in a positive note. So it brought you through the feelings I was having, even though they were negative ones, and then ended it on a really positive note. So
Yeah. And the
people
feeling
leave
I had was
feeling
you
good.
warped me from the beginning. It's kind of like you warped me in your story. So I know I'll be okay because you warped me from the beginning. So we went
Yeah.
through a stage that was not the best stage ever, but I feel like you're still warping me, so I'm good. So we go through the story, and at the end, I knew you would be there from the beginning through the end because the way you warp it, and you have to make people feel not confident, but comfortable, comfy enough to give you their attention for the time being of your story.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You'll do great. You'll do great. I bet you write better than you think.
You didn't hear that.
That was a compliment.
I hope so. I mean, hope I can write good.
You very likely write better than you think you do.
Because I'm not sure if you, I don't know if Susan has. I don't think she has. I don't think she's following me. But that day, I'm not sure if you seen the broadcast I did about my cancer treatment. I'm not sure if you actually heard me tell that story. I don't think you were there in it because I don't. You didn't come.
No, and to be honest, I think you have to say it over and over and over again to polish it.
Oh,
Because I know you probably said it in an expressed way, and people don't like that. You have to tell people and pause and make us feel what you felt, how you've been through that, how you were able to stay strong and battle day after day. And the same way I'm speaking slow motion right now, that's how you could convey that message. And that's how I would feel like, okay, you're talking to me. But when you want to fast forward it, I'm like, okay, it's just a machine telling a story.
so I needed the story over again.
You have to do every single story, and every time you have to introduce yourself, depending on the stage you have to take the time to polish it, walk over, walk again. It's like a writer. You have to work on your chapter so many times that at some point you feel like, oh my gosh, I know every single word by heart. But you have to still keep going and polish it more until it's not even a story, it's you. You breathe it.
Okay. So I have that. So I kind of have to relive it again by telling it.
Yes, if you could, like Susan said earlier, if you could record it on a video that's not live for yourself, give it 2 3 days, come back and listen and watch. If you can't take that watch, imagine how people watching your broadcast could take it. If you say something negative and you feel like, oh, that was negative, I don't want to do it, just get rid of that part, make it positive, because you could say the same thing. You have two sides of the story in here. You could say it in a negative way, knowing that people would run away from you, or you could say it in a kind of positive way that's going to lead me to stay longer and learn more about the story, or just say, hey, you know what, I don't want to hear any more about this.
Okay.
And as a broadcaster, you don't want people to say, okay, that's enough, I'm out of here. So it's
Will you
nice
say
to have.
hello in the comments, Ace, so that I can find you on here and follow you?
Okay, I commented.
Okay. And I am following you.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So it depends what you want. If you want to keep people on your broadcast, you have to give them content to make them feel like they want to stay on stage and listen to you.
Okay. Okay.
And by the way, Ace, are you following Susan?
I don't
I
know.
think I do.
I don't think I might be. I will check when I get off here. I'll check if I am or not.
Okay, I think I am. I'm going to just double check while we're here. Yes, I'm subscribed already. So that's the
You see-
thing. You have to work on it. And I'm telling you, myself, I'm an author. I have several books. My story is not perfect yet. And I'm going to keep working on it over and over and over again. And I know the more you change things, you do so many things, it's always changing. So the best way is to have a bio that works perfectly fine depending on the stage you have.
I
Because you
am
want to
full.
talk. Sorry?
I am subscribed to her. I didn't even know I was.
Okay. That's what you have to do.
So I have to kind of try to remember how, like, relive the moment when I was at that time. Kind of.
Exactly. Yeah. And you have to leave it while you're telling the story, because otherwise it's just a random robot telling you a story or voiceover. It's not authentic.
Okay.
And you have to keep it under control as well. You can't just get lost into the emotion part. You have to be able to convey the feeling, and in the meantime, stay in control all the time.
All right, I can do that. I can do that. I can just take my time, try to get everything situated, then try practicing with it.
Yeah, and you have a good chance right now. You have Susan helping you. If you feel like you're down or you have a writing blog, or maybe you feel yourself you're not happy with it, she could help you because she's really good at conveying the feeling, and you need that.
Thank you. I like that compliment a lot.
It's awesome. I'm telling you, it's kind of like I'm leaving it with you. It's not just a mom, because some mom could be just telling a story about their kids without really feeling it, and it's not like it was a big issue for them. It's just like you telling a story. Being able to convey that feeling and make you feel like this is something that you have to tackle, this is something real, this is something serious. It's impressive. You're doing a great job. And I feel like, Ace, when you're telling your story, it's like somebody else who watched the story and telling you what's happening. You have to convey that emotion, that feeling inside of you, what happened.
Okay, I can try. I can try doing. I can try doing that.
And imagine one actor that's not good at conveying feelings. It's kind of like, okay, you're faking it too much. I don't want to watch this movie.
Okay, I can try doing that. I can try to practice, and I can try to make it feel like I'm actually reliving what I was living, trying, what I was doing at the time.
Maybe it would help if you like looked in the mirror and tried to oversell it for practice. Try to get way more emotion than you think you need to put into the story, and maybe that would crack that for you, so that then when you tell your story, you'd still have emotion, um, because you like cracked that open. Does that make sense?
That I opened the part up to. I can read this.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I do got everything written down with like the questions he's mentioned, everything, so I can go through that, kind of go through I guess details of what I was doing at the time, this, that, everything up in between. Then get to the where I was heading off from Boise to Seattle, do that and that, and up to the concert, and then how I was feeling, then what I did after during the time I was in Seattle, that, then to the point I had to come home, and what I was doing beforehand and afterhand. I'm not sure if I do. I need to put everything afterwards, or do I to the point that I've ended the concert and the trip.
Well, when you end your story, you're going to want to talk a little bit about how it affected you.
Oh, okay. So how it affected me positively? Like I was like, it was the best thing. I had an awesome trip. It was the best trip I ever went on. I enjoyed every minute of it. Like that.
Did it give you hope? Did it help you with your cancer healing process at all? Did it what did it do for you, because it was you got it because of your cancer? So how did it affect you in that way that was positive?
It made me happy. It got me away from think of the cancer.
There you go. That is a really good spin on it for the end. Yes.
So if I was said when you survive, you'll get a chance to make a wish, and you get your mind off things, enjoy it. Well, I'm not sure people they're going obviously going to enjoy it, but I'd probably have to think of a good thing to say at the end.
Yeah.
I
And
got I got to work.
maybe talk about a little bit at the end about how important it is, how important it was to you, and how it helped you move forward, and how vitally important it is for people to donate to that cause. because this reason and this reason and this reason.
Okay. Four. Now, and so when I at the ending, I should say on the ending note, how did I feel? Did I get? Did I get? Did I get? Did I? Did I help him with my get over my cancer, stuff like that?
Yeah, what did it do for you? Did it change your attitude? Did it change you from a negative to a positive? Did it signify the end of your cancer? Was it like a celebration signifying the end of your cancer? And you felt like you were going to be able to have a life after that? Did it help get rid of the fears that you had because you were able to enjoy yourself and remember that there's going to still be fun in life? You know, what did it actually accomplish for you by going through that?
Okay, I wrote some of those like questions down so that way I can answer those. I wrote down at the end. Did it change my? Oh, I should change my attitude. I should have. Did it change the it? No, hold on. I missed one of my. I'm gonna put on like at the end. Did it change my attitude? Did it change the way my mind of having cancer? Of no, me have, thinking of having cancer.
Exactly. What exactly did it do for you? People are going to want to know that. And what would it mean to you for people to donate now to somebody else? And how important would it be for you to know that something that you did and went through is going to help someone else that's going through it now? Because there are people that need to hear your voice. There are people out there that my voice isn't going to do it. Somebody else's voice that's been through what you're through isn't going to do it. They need your voice. Your voice is going to touch someone.
Okay, I could do that. I can write down those
Fabulous.
I can write down those questions.
What is it that you want them to know? If you had them sitting right beside you in your room and they were sitting there and they were going through cancer and they had their bandages still on, they didn't have their hair growing back yet, um, and they were sick and feeling bad. What would you tell them about your experience that would give them hope?
They're going to make it. They're going to they're going to survive, and then you get that. Then you get to have a make a wish. You get your then you have to know that way they know they're gonna have a good time afterward. No, that way they
Yes.
can have a good time afterwards. You can still have fun after a cancer. You still have a life after cancer.
Yes. Okay, now I have goosebumps. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That the cancer
So
ain't going to
your
take.
yes, your story is going to give people hope that have cancer right now.
Because I'm gonna go back to that story that I of cancer that I already did. I told him that in the cancer story that I was talking about at the end. I told him have faith, believe in God, don't think positive, pray, like stuff like that. I kind of did that at the end of the story of that one.
Good.
So
Good.
because I want people because I don't want because cancer's not a fun thing to have. Trust me, it's not fun. Stay in the hospital like that. It's not fun at all.
Yeah, but when you say it that way, it's so brave. Try to be more in depth when you say it's not. Give us emotion, not just it's not good or it's not fun.
So
For instance, sitting in that hospital room with my family not able to be there with me all the time. Sometimes I had to be alone. And that was the scariest time of my life. And I was so lonely and um I remember that the nurses had to poke me with needles and I didn't have my mom there to hold my hand all the time when they had to do those things. And how you felt. I felt like that was going to be my whole life, but I found out that I could heal from this. And once I healed from this, I could still have fun. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
with the emotions and the yes. So the way you said it didn't have hardly any emotion or any explanation in with it, and
Mhm.
mine was way more descriptive and way more emotional,
Yeah, it's
and
like
that's
a
what you want.
robot. What you said is was like a robot just saying, "Oh, I'm feeling pain," and you'll be like, "Oh, you're a robot, you can't feel pain." While when Susan explained, it's more like, "Okay, I could feel something. I know something is going on, and it's not fun."
You could talk about how brave you had to be, because at the time you didn't know that's what you were doing was being brave. But now you can look back at that child and see that, oh my gosh, I was so brave to stay there by myself because of this reason and this reason and this reason, because I was terrified.
Hmm. Okay.
People are not going to feel your pain unless you tell them your pain.
All right. Okay.
I could simply say, "Oh, it's raining outside and thundering. It's just not, you know." Or I could say, I was just lying in my bed in the dark and I could hear the rain pouring down and I could hear it bouncing off my roof and the thunder was shaking my walls and it made me shake in fear and the burst from the thunder before the lightning hit um, was so loud that my windows rattled and the hair stood up on my arm and so forth, you know, and all those descriptive words tells the story and gets people feeling what you're feeling.
Do you feel that, Ace?
Yeah.
That's the most important part of telling the story is the facts and the emotion. You can tell all the facts without the emotion and it's not going to have much effect. You just do the emotion without any facts with it and it's not really going to have the effect. But if you put the facts with the emotions together, you can build a story where people are going to be going, wow.
Okay. Yeah, I can do it.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So you'll have to let it sink in, give yourself some time, and
And a lot
it'll
of
come.
practice. Hmm.
Yeah, probably be a while until I do the video.
That's fine. Take all the time that you need. There's no reason why you shouldn't take time.
Or
At
there's
least,
another way. Maybe you could chop it in different portions. Maybe work on each part and record it for yourself and work on that.
yeah. Or do like a video at a time. Do one part at the beginning part and do an end part and
Yeah,
do an ending.
record it and work on it.
And then when you replay it, look at it like as if you're watching someone else's movie, someone else's life, someone else's story, and see if you didn't know what was going on, would you be able to follow what you're reading, what you're saying? Would you be able to follow it? Do you have any emotion while you're telling it? What are you missing?
Okay.
You're going to do great.
I hope so.
No, not hope so. You should say yes. That's an affirmation. When you say I hope so, you're giving yourself a window to miss.
Yep. I got everything written down so I can go through it and see what I got.
I love your accent, by the way. Is it okay to ask you where you're from?
From France?
You're from France?
Yes? There's a French accent you're hearing below.
No, she's not. She's from Mexico. She's lying, but French.
Yeah,
And
you know
where are
what?
you?
I
Where are you
sneaked.
from, Ace?
I sneaked before the wall was built. I'm in Canada.
I'm from Idaho.
Oh,
I'm from
oh,
Idaho.
you're from Idaho. But you have a different accent. You don't sound like you're from Idaho to me.
Well, I'm from Idaho.
Maybe he's Mexican too. He
I'm
smuggled
I'm
himself.
I'm half Mexican.
Ah, that's why. That's why you have that accent. Okay, that
Yeah, he
makes sense.
smuggled himself in here.
It is. What kind of accent does Idaho have?
Well, probably just, your normal American accent, but you have something else in there with yours that makes your voice interesting.
Oh, I was gonna say. I thought you like an accent, like a hillbilly accent. It's like that's more like a West Virginia or South Carolina.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, I'm half Mexican, half white. I don't know
Maybe,
Spanish.
maybe
To let you
that's
know.
something you should add on your story as well, because it's part of your identity.
What does this mean being half Mexican have to count with it? Does it mean by making a make a wish?
That means it's open to everyone. It's diversity option.
No, I thought everybody gets cancer. Didn't know it was. So I thought. I thought everybody. Well, I hope people don't get cancer. I don't want that on people. I don't want people getting cancer. That's not a good thing to have.
No, that's not the point. The point is to just let them know that diversity have also its own place on the dream. It's not just certain people. It's everybody
But
in. It's
it
inclusive.
more so than that, it helps people get to know who you are, and
I
that's
don't want.
part of your story. Part of your story is who you are.
I don't want people to know who I am. I just want people to know about the story.
Okay.
I like to hide. I'm
Then
more
don't
into
add that in there. If you don't want that in the story, don't put it in there. It's your story.
because I am more of a shy person sometimes. After a while, I will get to. But
Yeah,
at first,
there is something that doesn't add up. Right now, you are live on your YouTube, so people are hearing that, and you don't want to put it in that story, which is part of your story because you are already live right now, and then they could hear that. So you have to be aligned as well. You can't be saying, don't want this part of my life out there," but you, however, sharing it out there.
now I know.
Have
I
to
know.
make a decision before you go out broadcasting. Either you are who you just said you are, or either you are not. And in that case, don't share it at all on any social media or platform because people would know that you are half half, and then you are not displaying it on your story, which is kind of weird.
I just figured there was on the story. I just figured I would just talk about the Make a Wish, because I always think that the story is going to be about.
It's about you. Everything is centered about you, and it's something you can't deny yourself. That's what you are. That's who you are. So find a way to convey your message. Of course, you don't spend too much time on the half-half. That's not part of the most important. Oh, somebody said Happy 4th of July. That's not the most
Hey,
important
hey,
of the
dude,
message.
hey, Duty Ron, how you doing?
But make sure you have it all aligned because you can't say one half thing and not the other half thing.
Okay. And
And
Merry
as human
Christmas,
Okay, he
beings,
has a red mark on his. Where is he coming from?
YouTube.
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 Merry
Okay,
Christmas, Merry
YouTube is
Christmas,
good.
Duty Ron. Merry Christmas, Duty Ron. He's okay. He's not a troll. He's cool. I used to say Merry Christmas to him on Periscope a lot.
Oh, I've seen his name on Periscope before.
Have you?
Actually, yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, I didn't think that was how to be brought up because I didn't think people would care half what I was to what. I just thought it'd be more on the Make a Wish story. I thought on that part.
Yeah, the thing is you think, but think about what people want to hear, not you. Remember, the story is not about you or for you. It's for others to get that audience. And in that case, you have to do what the audience want to hear. It's your story. You went through that story. That's undeniable. However, the people listening to it, to get that attention, you have to forget about yourself. Focus on your audience. And if you tell me something that's about you, I leave it to you. And that's how you end up on a podcast being alone because you're doing it for yourself. However, if you say this is diversity, it's open to everyone. Everyone be like, oh, I want to hear that. When you say something about suffering, cancer was not fun, and you give me more intel about that, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I want to hear more. How did you survive? And then we have a communication going. However, if you just tell me something like, oh, it was not fun, like a robotic way without any feeling, don't want to spend my time there because my time is valuable. So you have to give something that makes people drawn into your story and stay there because you don't want people to hop on for 4 seconds and go away.
All right.
That's why what you think doesn't matter. What matters is how do you convey your story the best? How people want to hear it, not which you want to hear. No, it doesn't work that way. How me, Susan, whoever is interested in your story, giving you their time, want to hear the story.
All right.
And forget about you. It's not about you. It's about us, the audience.
That's really very good advice.
So now you have to convince me that you've been through cancer, because when I hear something that's fluffy and no deep content behind it, I'm like, okay, I could just hop on tomorrow morning and say I had cancer and say the same words you say. Why would I buy your story? Ask yourself, how do you prove to me that you've been through that? Do you have any picture to back up what you're saying? Why your feelings are not that deep? And you could watch my podcast when I shared I survived an airplane crash. And the way I tell the story, I did not know it would have that impact because I just did it out of a challenge. I was challenged to do it. I did it. And you could feel the emotion. Even if I'm telling you I'm not good at it because I feel like it's not my domain of expertise, but at least I know that I can tell the story like if I was a robot. And I speak really fast. And right now, you know that I speak really fast as we spend a lot of podcasts together. And right now, when I'm talking about the fact that I survived an airplane crash, I'm speaking more poised and I'm talking about something that's really deep from my heart. And you could feel the way I'm talking is different than if I was talking about social media or anything that would be definitely very fast talking.
I never even know you spoke fast. Wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, now you know, go and compare it. Think about what the audience want to hear. When you watch a movie, what makes you stay for 1 hour and a half? If you don't have that, you just go away after a few minutes. So if your story brings the diversity in it, that means you bring an audience that's more diverse. If your story tells them that it's a kid, you bring the audience of all the moms having their kids, want to know what their kids are going through. Because sometimes kids don't tell you everything that's going on in your head. What kind of game were you playing? What was in your mind? What made you choose this one over another one? All those questions, mom don't know. And sometimes kids are like, okay, I don't want to tell my mom. Or I don't want to tell my dad. So I want to know what was in your mind at that very specific moment. Try to figure out, try to remember. If there is any picture you could see when you are telling the story, go back to that picture. You have to relive it and make me live what you were living back then. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Have to make it believable.
Yes, you have to buy me the story. You have to buy me or make me buy the story. That means you are selling. And if your selling is not good, I'm not buying it.
Okay.
Every single word you have to convince me that you've been through that. Every single emotion, every single description, you
you have to make sure I see what you're saying. So imagine I close my eyes. You have to tell me what I should see.
All right. Okay. Sounds understandable on that one.
That's exactly the same. You remember Pyro put a comment in the comment section. People on YouTube can't see the comment section. So if you don't tell them what they are supposed to know about the comment, if you just throw an answer, nobody knows what you're talking about because they can't see it. However, if you say Pyro said in the comment, and then you say what she said, and then you said, okay, here your answer, Pyro. Somebody who is on YouTube could say, oh, I see. So probably Pyro sent a message, and that was this, and that's what A Shadow had to say back to that message. Now they could see what you're seeing, even if they can't see the chat. And you have to be aware of that every single time you go live on a podcast. If you have a sound that's weird, you just have to say, hey, I'm eating some chips or things like that. So people won't be like, what's going on? What's that sound? Because you don't want people to be confused. And after confusion, what happens usually, they just leave your podcast. You don't want that. So it's easier to say, hey, I'm going to eat my M&Ms or I'm going to eat my Smarties, and you know the sound going to be like that. And okay, here is what I was talking, and you keep going. Because if you don't let them know, they want just to go away. They don't want to stay there.
All right. That's understandable on that one too.
Yeah, so it's all about them, not you.
Okay.
Susan, anything you want to add?
I think that we probably told him a lot. They might be overwhelmed if we keep going. Um, I'm pretty impressed with all of that was said. You're very smart.
Yeah, I
I've
think
learned a
it.
couple things from you as well.
Thank you. I think we could all come back and re-listen to it quite a few times if we have like a bug or something not working.
A burger. What we want to have with a hamburger?
No?
Oh.
Okay. How would you like to have a little assignment to help you
Homework.
with your creative part, with being more creative and descriptive?
Okay.
Okay, so this is what you do. You make yourself some food, whatever it is, whatever you decide you're going to make, and you set it in front of you. And then you write out a story, a description for somebody that can't see, that's blind, that can't see what it looks like, what it's doing, if there's steam coming off of it, what the steam looks like, and try to describe it to where you could describe it to a blind person and they could see it in their head.
Like the way you said, like it's steamy. Like it's a lot of steam, less steam, no steam. But I thought
And the steam is white and it's swaying back and forth and rising up into the air and disappearing. And
okay.
I ran my fingers over the steam and it disrupted its pattern of dance. And um, I mean, there's a lot of different descriptions that you could use. So start doing little things like that and start thinking about, like, whenever you eat, uh, how would I describe my food to somebody that can't see it? Um, how would I describe what it tastes like to somebody that can't taste it?
Okay. Like a food what a food reviewer would do. They're just telling a story what the food tastes like, what it is that.
What does it do to your mouth? What happens in your mouth when you think about that food, or when you smell it? What does it do for you? And just try and practice being really descriptive about things, and that will help you with learning how to do your descriptions in your stories.
Okay, I can do that.
That's
Okay.
something that we did in school.
Okay. So I can probably do that. Thank you for the tips. Appreciate it. Both in the day and you, Susan. Thank you both for doing it.
Yeah, you're welcome. And by the way, you 204. So
I didn't get that.
I said I would recommend you to stay longer and get your 250. You are 204.
Actually,
Oh,
I was planning on going off. I'm getting a little tired being on here.
but
No, just
you're really close. You're really
yeah,
close.
just finish it.
Could everyone please share this out? So we only have 50 more to go?
Actually,
46.
56 more to go. 56 more people, and you'll have your 250.
I see 204.
actually 204 as well.
So have you asked your people, your viewers, to share this out, and what is the contest that you're on, and why is it so important, so that they will have a reason to want to share it for you? Okay, I'll do that for you.
No, you don't
Um,
have that big. It's not really big.
Okay, go ahead, Susan.
okay, this is a newer app for us called Hats, and they are doing a challenge. And anyone that is attached to other social medias with their hats, um, and they every week they do one broadcast that gets them 250 views from all these different places um, that their HAPS is attached to, and they could win $50 after 8 weeks. So every week he has to do one broadcast during that week that brings in 250 viewers, and he'll win $50. So you could help him win $50 by sharing this out to your
Actually,
friends.
that's a question. A good question. I was going to need to ask. How would you do? They need? Is it like PayPal? Because I don't have no PayPal. I have no PayPal. Nothing like that.
Well, I would ask the HAPS team about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't broadcast that live, Ace. Even if it's your broadcast, I think it's something you wouldn't have live right now.
Because I'm say if that's the case, I don't think it's for me then.
If it's the case, it's not a conversation to have live right now here.
That's okay. I can always delete the scope if I have to.
Yeah, but you are not deleting it on my feed. Neither you deleting it on Susan's feed.
Okay.
And it's not about you, it's about them.
Well, still, I'm just making a point.
So
Thank-
I'm hoping that some of you shared this out for him because we're really close.
Because I really don't care about the Haps challenge. As long as I just go live, which is pretty well.
I let you handle that, Susan.
You don't personally care about the HAPS challenge, or are you trying to get the $50?
No, actually, I didn't really want the Hap challenge. I didn't really want to go do it.
But you are already in it.
So did you get it last week?
I don't even remember when I started doing it.
I made him do it.
Oh, so he did get it last week.
Yes. So right now, if he can get to 250, he's good.
It's like
I
I really
tried to
don't.
do it last week, and I couldn't get enough viewers.
That's kind of the reason
I
why I
didn't
didn't want.
have I didn't have everything hooked up quite right. But man, $50 is $50. What would you use your $50 for if you won?
It's up to me. Or
Yeah,
to who? I wasn't even
yeah.
thinking
If
of it.
you were able to do it, what would you spend it on? You could spend it on just something fun for you. You could spend it on coins to give to your broadcasters.
I
You could
wasn't.
buy yourself something that you like.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of it. Never came to thought.
Yeah, $50 is $50. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go for it?
Well, I think I might have told him the day this once already too. That the broadcast depends on the topic. I did. That's the one that didn't bother me. The connecting to YouTube didn't bother me. It's the viewers, and that's poor I didn't. So that's where what's the point? Second of all, I just didn't really bother. If I didn't really bother, didn't interest me any. Never did.
Well, how many do you have at this point?
I
Has it
have
gone
was
up any?
I see. Am I in 205? And then
Okay, so
yes,
it didn't go up any.
that is 205 from my end.
Okay.
I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to sound like just being like a snob here. I don't mean to be that. If I do, I apologize for that. But
Not at all. Not at all. I didn't get that impression from you at all.
okay, I was gonna say if I did, I apologize if I did that.
But it's totally your choice. You are the person that is doing this video, and it's your choice because you're the boss.
You hear another day? Oh, huh. Kidding. I'm giving her a bad time. I'm just giving her a bad time.
That was cute.
I don't think she even heard it. That was just me putting a top tab into the can. That what it was. So I wonder what the noise was.
So if you managed to do this and won, what would you spend your $50 on?
Like I said, I have no idea. I would never
No,
got
he's
it. I
gonna
never.
send it to me.
Oh, okay. That's the answer.
I did the whole job anyway.
Oh yeah, well, that's the answer. That's the answer. Apparently, I can't. There you go. Talk to her. She knows everything.
But you know lots of things too.
I don't.
Yes, you do. You know more things than you know.
Never mind. I won't go there. I won't say
Well,
anymore.
this is something I want you to think about. Okay, do you have a glass of liquid or pop or something in front of you?
I did. I drank it. I already drank the soda already.
Okay. Well, you can still use your soda can as your vessel.
Okay.
Okay, so the soda can is your vessel that represents you. Okay, the liquid inside your vessel represents your happiness. If you set that aside and ignored it, all the liquid would eventually evaporate and it would dry out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the evaporation represents the everyday stresses in life. And then you have heavy duty or stresses like a car accident or somebody being really sick, stuff like that that doesn't happen every day, but are a little more stresses than your regular everyday stuff. And that's like somebody taking a big drink out of your container. And and then you have things like a death in the family, and that knocks your glass completely over. Okay, so um, with all of those going on, if the liquid inside represents your happiness and the evaporation represents the everyday stresses in life, then it's constantly pulling out of your happiness every day. All these hard things are taking out of your happiness. And what happens is when the lower your liquid is in your container, the lower your happiness level is, the less happy you are, the more depressed you are, the more negative you are. Eventually, you end up being depressed and sad, and people take their own lives and hurt other people when they dry out, when their happiness dries out. So my question to you and everyone that's listening is, what are you doing every day to make sure that your happiness is filled up?
I listen to songs on YouTube, and of course, I help at a food pantry twice a week.
That works. Awesome. Awesome. So for those that aren't doing anything to help their happiness level, why aren't you? And I have some advice for those that are having trouble with filling up their happiness and who didn't realize that you could even do that, because you're responsible for your happiness and no one else. No one else is responsible but you for your own happiness. If you're not happy, it's your fault.
Yeah. Well, I'm just right now. I'm getting a little tired. The reason why I'm the reason why I'm might see me like this right now. I'm getting tired of being live on here right now. That's why. That's the reason why I've been kind of being tired of being live at the moment. That's why. So that's why if I'm acting like this, I do again apologize about it.
Okay, well, I wasn't actually specifically pointing you out on purpose. I was I was kind of talking to
What has
everyone,
happened?
trying to, I don't, you disappeared for a second.
Yeah, that's
I wasn't specifically trying to call you out. I just wanted to put something positive at the end of your deal here, so that so people would be glad that they watched it all the way to the end.
Yeah, and I was
Um,
listening. It's a good way to teach people to think about their happiness. It's a great thing.
every day, do one thing that fills your happiness up, that adds to your happiness, even if it's just a bubble bath, because every day all these stresses and hard things are coming out, and you have to keep putting happiness in.
so I could say like,
Once
how about a food pantry that does bring happiness. Seeing other people come in and get seeing them happy. That's what I like to do.
Absolutely, and I used to work at a food pantry as well,
Yeah,
so that I understand that.
even getting though I'm getting tired of doing that. But for so long I've been doing it. I still help.
Why?
Well, I've been helping for 10 and a half years. I'm kind of tired of doing it. But
So
who said who
if
said
you're
what?
depressed, if somebody out there is depressed and they're having a hard time finding something that brings them joy, remember stuff that brought you joy from a long time ago when you were a kid or whatever, and do that.
Which one you said why? I heard her son say why.
Me, I said, why are you
Oh,
feeling tired of working in a pantry?
well, the reason why is because I've been helping for like 10 and a half years. And a few times I just don't really want to. I'm tired of doing it, but I still make myself do it. And I do end up being happy at the end, anyways. The end of my attitude does change from don't want to help, tired of helping to I'm glad I was there helping. So it does change a little bit. That does help a little bit. And sometimes I'm happy to go. Like, okay, go to the pantry. See you in a couple hours.
Well,
So
think about this, the audience, the people that you're helping. There are little children, little babies out there that have food because of you putting your effort in there. There are very, very old people that can't make it through the month that would go hungry if it weren't for
yeah,
people like you working at the food pantry. You are
yeah,
helping people stay alive. You're
yeah.
helping them stay alive.
Definitely do this. Definitely do this virus is going around. I'm kind of happy we're still open. Like I told a few people, just everybody relies on the food pantries. Not everybody, but no, that does help out a little bit. So that's me. I do. I'm happy to go help at a food pantry, and later on this, I might be tired, but I still do it because I know it helps out people. So and I usually end up, I do end up make me happy at the end. So
Yes,
because food pantries are a good thing to do.
absolutely. Absolutely. Because if there were no volunteers, they would not be able to stay open.
Hmm. You see a lot of people needing help too. You see a lot of people need help.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I do see a lot of elderly people come in, and I do see a few elderly people coming in, and some families with children that come in that need help. So that so tells you that how many a lot of people that need help out there. You just don't realize it until you see it.
Yes, and I don't think that you realize that in doing something like that and supporting others in that way, it 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 makes you a little bit of a hero.
I never really thought of that. I go okay.
It makes you a little
Figures.
bit of a hero.
I just figure I'm helping people out to get some food. I didn't think of anything else.
One time I had a lady come in, and her boyfriend was stalking her. He wasn't her
Oh,
boyfriend anymore, and he was not letting her leave her property, and she hadn't eaten in almost a week.
oh,
And she finally figured out a way to get away enough to get some food, and I got to be the one to give it to her.
hmm.
And that woman was starving,
That's not good. That's not good at all.
and that literally saved her life. So your work is just as important as a firefighter, as a policeman.
Well, they go through more dangerous stuff too.
Yes, they do, but your job is no less important because you're saving lives.
Hmm.
You may not see it, just like the doctor might give you some medicine for an infection and he doesn't see that he saved you, but he still saved you. And you're saving people's lives by working there.
Like I said, I do have a. I do go up there and I do see people. I do truck around up there too. So I do kind of fight. I do truck around up there too. So I do kind of pick on one of the volunteers up there sometimes on Tuesdays because they give her a
On
bad
a
time.
in a fun way and she's
Yeah,
laughing with you or
yeah. She knows
yeah,
Yeah, she knows I'm trucking around. She knows. She knows I'm
because
joking around.
that also can save people.
Because she knows I'm joking around. She knows I'm kidding around. She don't take it personally.
When I was homeless and when I would go to the food pantry, it was the only time I was safe enough to where I could visit with people. And that absolutely being able to go in and talk to people, not just having the food, but visiting and laughing and having a good time, absolutely saved me.
There's one guy that came in. Well, he hasn't been in for little while. Well, one elderly gentleman. He came in, and he said before, "This is the highlight of his day." He says, "Just coming in."
Yes.
I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know what happened. If he just not coming out because of the virus or something happened to him. I hope nothing happened to him. I hope not. But he said
Well,
that was
maybe you could talk to the director and find out if you could call and check on him since you haven't seen him in a while.
well. The guy that runs this one also runs one in another town. He's also a mayor in another town, so I don't know. So he's kind of the guy that runs this pantry. He's kind of busy doing other stuff. So, and I'm
But if he would let you make a phone call and check on people that haven't been coming in, that might just be something you could do in your spare time that would make a difference for somebody.
yeah. If I can,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I just didn't find out what his name is. I don't think I should say it here.
No, you don't have, no, don't say it here. But you could ask them if you could have a list of people that used to come in regularly that aren't anymore, that you could just call and say, hello, this is so and so from the so and so pantry, and we just haven't seen you for a while and just want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it does have a good feeling at the end to help out people. It does give you a good feeling
absolutely.
that you help somebody out.
Absolutely. I've been saved many times by a pantry. I
What
think your
happened?
friend left.
I
Your
think
friend
then,
left.
yeah, I think the day left. I'm not sure if something happened to her or she got booted out or
Maybe she got a phone call.
probably. I
So how many
just
people do you have? Does it say
I see 210.
210?
Yeah,
Well, we're not really growing any.
no. Like I said, if I sound like I was being down, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that way. Oh, she's back.
You're okay. You're okay. Everybody gets tired. It's okay. But we're not really growing any, so it's up to you if you want to continue the live or not.
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe go ahead and ending it because I am getting a little tired of being live at the moment, and I just want to relax for a little while, listen to a few songs on YouTube and everything, and watch a few videos on YouTube.
Then
Okay,
just
don't
leave
forget.
the live open. You need 40 more.
Well, actually, I was
What
going to
do
use
you
my
need?
laptop to go
Just leave
move
it
the
live
phone.
few more and get to 40 more. So you go with the 250.
Well, like I said, I'm on my laptop right now, and I was going to use my laptop for the songs. That's what I was going to plan on doing.
I don't know what you're using. If you don't describe what you're doing, I don't know when you're talking about laptop.
I was
Could
going
be
to,
your.
yeah, I was
I
going to
don't know
use my
where you're at
laptop.
right now.
Well, I was going to use my laptop. Let's go to
You're
YouTube.
not
Let's
listening. If you don't tell me what you have there and what you're using, I can't tell. I'm blind.
Well, as I was going to say, I have my tablet. Also, but
Where
I
are you
use
going live?
I'm on Haps,
No. What device are you using?
the laptop.
Okay. So now, could you wait a little bit more, get 40 more?
Well, I was going to. Not really. I'm tired of being live. I'm even tired of. I was going to turn this off and go to YouTube on my tablet on the laptop.
Just leave it on. From between you, between Susan and me, you're gonna get the 40. Just leave it on. Use your tablet.
Actually, I don't want to use my tablet because
Then use your phone.
I don't have a phone. My phone doesn't. It's not that kind of a phone. It's a flip
Then
phone.
wait a little bit. You're at 210 right now. You just need 40 more. And thank you, Susan, for your time and being here with us and giving all the tips you gave today. It was impressive, and thank you so much. My
Oh,
local
you're
time is
welcome.
2. It's 1 a.m. and I've been here waiting for you to help you get your 250. So if you value my time, I believe you would wait for the 40 plus before you turn off this podcast.
I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
Okay, if everybody will share this out or invite one person in, I'll sing you my song I wrote.
It won't be copyrighted on YouTube, will it?
I wrote it.
Okay. There won't no copyright music on my YouTube channel.
I wrote it. It's my song. I don't have music for it yet because I don't know how to play the guitar that I have yet. One day I hope to.
I'm gonna
But
walk. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk away from the computer for a little minute, so you guys can talk for a few seconds. I need to walk around for a little while.
do you want me to wait and sing my song in a few minutes, or do you want me to go ahead? Can you hear and you want to hear it, or what?
I'm gonna take my headphones off. I gotta. Take my headphones off. So you want to go sing it? You can sing it. It's up to you. I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay. All right. So I have a question for you.
Okay.
Okay. Are you self-published or do you have a publisher?
Both case. I have traditional and self-published both. And I have my
Okay.
own edition. I could publish people too.
Okay, because I paid somebody $150 to help me publish my book. But I have other books that I'm working on that I want to publish at some point in time. I've got to do my life story, which I haven't gotten through that one yet. But I have some children's books that I'd like to get published.
Mhm.
Do you help with that?
It depends on your genre and so many factors. If you could send me all your inquiries on IG, I'll get back to you.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and sing you guys my song. I hope you guys shared this out. I hope you like my song. I was in a very bad depression and decided to leap out of my comfort zone. And instead of writing poetry, I wrote a couple songs. And then I really put the nail in the coffin, you might say, and went live on Periscope and sang it on Periscope. And people are like, wow, you sing really good. So I was really surprised.
Sounds beautiful.
But this one, excuse me, this one I wrote I was missing my ex and afraid to let anybody else in. Sorry, I took a drink of water. It made my throat tickle. And so that's how this particular song came about. This is the third song I ever wrote in my entire life. It's called When My Tears Fall. I hope you like it. Don't break my heart if I choose to give a piece to you. Don't tear it apart, making me so very blue. And if my heart breaks, what will it mean to you? And when will my heart heal from the memories of missing you? And when my tears fall and I cry for you, will you come hold me and heal my wounds? Will you come back to me soon and hold me forever so I'll stop missing you? Come back to me, baby. My heart is telling me to love you forever. Please don't set me free, for my heart will forever cry, should you ever leave me. And when my heart starts to cry, will you just sit and watch it die? And when my tears fall and I cry for you, will you come hold me and heal my wound? Will you come back to me soon and hold me forever so I'll stop missing you? You are my destiny, meant only for me. I love you so, baby, come back to me. That's my song, and I have a little bit of a cold, so it wasn't perfect, but
It was beautiful.
thank you.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I like to make people feel. That's why I like writing. That's why I like telling stories. And that's why I like doing my poetry and my song.
Really beautiful. You could feel it, which is amazing.
Oh, that means everything. That means everything. So how are we doing on people? We got any more new people?
214, I think.
Ooh, 214.
15.
Share 215. Cool. Share this out. I'll sing you another song if you guys share this out. Bring some more people in. I got 3 songs altogether that I have that are basically done. They just need music. But I'll sing another one. You guys bring a couple more people in. Come on, come on. I have one called River of Tears, and I have one called Homeless Pain. And those are the 2 that I wrote while I was in that really deep depression. So, shall I go ahead and do another one? You want to hear another one?
Yeah.
Okay, keep in mind that I do have a stuffy nose. So my voice is not quite where it should be. All right, River of Tears. Let go of your tears, allow them to flow. Each tear a reward for the hardships you've won. Tears cleanse the soul and helps the hurt go. Every tear a release, so let your tears flow. Let them flow like a river all the way to the sea. Let your tears deliver you and set your soul free. When you're sad and filled with pain, don't hide it away. You must feel it to gain. Let them fall where they may. Let them fall like the rain that nourishes the trees. Every precious drop, then fall to your knees and thank the world for your testimony. Give yourself freedom by setting tears free. Let them flow like a river all the way to the sea. Let your tears deliver you and set your soul free. Rachel?
Wow.
Thank you.
How could you hide that?
Um, that
You
is,
should have
was the
started with
second
that.
that was the second song I ever wrote.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I just when I'm in the mood, it just like flows. It just flows through me. It's a gift that was given to me by God. That's what I believe, and it comes from God because when I'm in the mood, I just sit down and it just comes out.
That's a blessing.
Yes, I love it. I have other songs that are not done, and some of them are rather stupid.
There's no
You
such
know,
thing.
yes, there actually is some really dumb songs out there. But I have one left. One left. It was the first song that I ever wrote. So is anybody sharing this out? We got any new people in here?
217, last time I check.
Oh, so my son was homeless for over 25 years of his life and was missing for way more than 15 years of his life, where I didn't know if he was dead or alive. And my husband abandoned me homeless. I was homeless for a year. And I found my son while I was homeless. Now, this song is for a voice for the homeless because I know what it feels like. I wasn't homeless by choice. And those that are homeless that started out by choice aren't necessarily choosing that now. And a lot of people are running from abuse, people are addicted to things, people are mentally ill. Um, Most people don't want to be homeless. There are those out there that do that like it, that like the freedom, but most people don't like being homeless. And after you've been out there for a long time, you really just get really tired of being out there. You really do. Um, and I was very blessed because I had a motorhome to stay in, but most people don't. There was a lot of times when I would bring my son a tent, and my son had such a good heart that he'd see a woman that was sleeping outside, and he would give his tent away because someone else needed it more than him. And so this song is kind of about the
Mm.
feelings of being homeless. Homeless pain. I don't want to be homeless anymore. My family have shut all their doors. I am tired of sleeping in the rain. I need a break from this homeless pain. Every day I wake up afraid that someone will come just to raid and take the little that I have without a handshake, smile, or even a wave. Now I'm left to wander about with pain and hunger, no doubt. Everything I had is now gone. The person I was is done. Now people see me as just a bum with no place to have any fun. They even took away my favorite dog, and I'm stuck in a homeless fog. Why don't any of you care? I just need a place to wash my hair and a safe place that I can sleep and a few things that I can keep. 'Cause I don't want to be homeless anymore. My family have shut all their doors. I am tired of sleeping in the rain. I need a break from this homeless pain. I need a break from this homeless pain.
That was super beautiful.
Thank you.
And we are 2:30.
2:30. We're almost there. I'm running out of songs.
Yeah, 31.
Awesome. Awesome. So, would you like to hear one of them again, or do you want me to try to find one of the ones that's not quite done?
It's okay.
Very
There's no such
similar.
thing like stupid. So go ahead.
There is.
Okay, show me.
Okay. Okay, so this one's not done. I'm rewriting this one still, and I don't actually even know the tune. So we'll see how it comes out. And this is part of the right of a songwriter process is by singing it over and over again until you figure out exactly how you want it. Okay, I'm gonna try this and see if I can sing it. It's called "A Purpose for Your Pain." It's a song I'm working on that's really important to me. I don't know if you know about the dishes. I think it's Japanese, and they have these dishes that these bowls that they that when they break, they glue them back together with gold,
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
they become even more beautiful. Yes, they become way more beautiful than they were before. And that's the way
Yes.
it is with a person who's been through some hurt and pain and hardship. So I'm trying to write this song and trying to bring that into it because that's what happens to a person when they heal. It's just like those little bowls. It is hard to feel it all every time you take a fall. Your strength is shining through. Every hardship is your glue. You may be broken in many a way. Filling the cracks with pain will pay. For those cracks don't leave blue. They let your inner light shine through. For there is purpose in your pain. Every crack for your gain. Use the pain for your glue. Am I still here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, phone call. Okay. There is purpose in your pain, every crack for your gain. Use the pain for your glue, letting your inner light shine through. Cracks come and they glow as you let your love flow. Use the pain of your plight to expose your inner light. Shine bright as the sun, knowing you have already won. As the cracks fill with pain and leave a bright stain. For there is purpose in your pain, every crack for your gain. Use the pain for your glue and let your inner light shine through.
Wow,
That's what I'm still working on. It's not done yet.
it's beautiful. And we are 2:37.
Yet.
I
Okay,
think
let me see.
we're gonna end up sharing the 50 between you and me.
Okay, I can't sing that one. That one belongs to my friend. I have a friend I'm working with um, that, and that song is one that we wrote together for him. There's one I'm working on that I really don't know what to do with yet, but I'll give you guys a little preview. Um, and it needs to be a rock and roll song, and I'm not really a rock and roll singer, but I'll
Maybe
give
you
you
are.
a little. Okay. Okay, it goes kind of like this. You gotta fight, fight, fight for your very life. When you've had enough, you have to get tough. You gotta get up, 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 and take a stand. Take that lead. Leave that comfort zone alone. Don't you give in to the negative. Change that dialogue any way you can. Be my strong one and never give in. Stand tall, my friend, to the very end. You gotta fight, fight, fight for your very life. When you've had enough, you have to get tough. Anyway, that's what I've got so far for that song.
I like it. No,
And
seriously.
who
And I feel like if you have the interview, you have to sneak some of them in.
Okay, okay. I will try and be ready to do that. My face, I'm all red from singing and for everyone. How are we doing? How are we doing?
238. 12,
238.
12 more.
12 more.
And we haven't heard Ace so far.
Thank you for sharing it out and bringing people in. We appreciate that. We're trying to get to 250 views so that my friend can win. He's working on winning $50 from a challenge for the app called Habs. So share this out. Help us out.
10
So
more needed. 240.
here's a here's a little teeny short song that I wrote for a friend of mine who has a deal called the Friendly Flipper Academy. And I wrote it to him. I wrote it because I thought it was funny. And what he does is he teaches people. He has a school and teaches people how to flip houses. So they like buy old, dilapidated houses, and they make them look like new, and then they resell them.
Oh,
So this
nice.
is what I wrote for him that I thought was funny. Flippity flip flip, flippity flip flip. Look at the friendly flipper go. Flippity flip flip, flippity flip flip. The friendly flipper go to the Okay, join the Friendly Flipper Academy and grow. So that was it was funny. I don't know.
I wonder what Ace think about it.
He laughed. I don't know that he'll ever do anything with it. It's his. I gave it to him. I don't think he'll ever do anything with it, but it was fun. I liked that it made him laugh.
Ace, are you there?
He's still walking around.
No, I'm not.
You're there.
No, I'm not.
Are you having a good time listening to my songs?
I was just letting you guys do your thing.
Okay. I found another one, and I
There's
haven't
one.
done. Go
There's one
ahead.
question. Do you want me to put your hap? Because I might put in the day's haps in the description in YouTube if she wants me to. Do you want me to do the same with yours on YouTube or not?
Oh, you can do that if you want to. I you can
Okay.
do it however you want to do it. You're more than welcome to.
Okay. I'll do that, and I might do something. I'll just do your haps for now on that one.
Okay. Okay. This song is one that I'm still working on, and it's kind of a silly song about when I was going through some really hard stuff because of what my husband put me through, and I wanted attention. I wanted someone to love me, but I was too freaking scared to let anybody anywhere near me. So I wrote this silly song called I Need a Hug. I need a hug. I need a hug. I need a hug every day. I need a hug. I need a hug, but I'm scared. So get away. Don't you talk to me that way. Don't even say hello. 'Cause if you do, I will hide. You will scare me away. Life is hard and talk is cheap. I don't believe what you say. Don't you dare sit by me. Don't even say hi today. I need a hug. I need a hug. I need a hug every day. I need a hug. I need a hug, but I'm scared. So get away. Don't you touch me or make me cry. Don't even look my way. I need a hug, but don't you dare say that I'm gonna hug you today. I need a hug. I need a hug. I need a hug every day. I need a hug. I need a hug, but I'm scared. So get away.
Beautiful.
It's silly.
Love it.
How we doing? How we doing? Because I'm running out of songs.
241.
I can sing. I can sing one of my ones I sang first since we have new people. If you want, I can sing "When My Tears Fall" again,
Sure.
or do you want to do something else?
If Ace is okay with it.
What do you say, Ace? It's your broadcast.
I wish we get to 250 so I can end this broadcast.
Okay, then I'll sing my song "When Tears Fall" again. Um, but I want some people to share this out because we're almost there and we're all very tired. We've been on for like 3 hours already. So please help us get to 250 so he can have his HAPS challenge taken care of. And let me just say that HAPS is an app where you can go live. You can have, if you're on a computer, you can have 8 people all together in your live video. And I'm not talking about just having a picture of them like we're having here. We're having a dark one, but you can have 8 people live showing their faces and they're talking and you can see them. It's really quite fun. And there are
See,
all kinds of broadcasters in here that talk about anything and everything from just chatting to coming on and inspiring people and teaching and there are even news people on here. It's really amazing. So I'd like to invite all of you to come in and try out HAPS and it's going to be big. HAPS is going to get really big. Okay, 242. Very cool. When My Tears Fall, and I wrote this because I was missing my ex for some dumb reason and afraid to let somebody else in. And I sat down with my guitar that I don't really know how to play and I just strummed it and I sang. And I had my phone on record and was recording while I sang because I wanted to hear what I had to sing because people were telling me I sang good. So I wanted to know. And this is what came out. And now it's a song. When My Tears Fall. Don't break my heart if I choose to give a piece to you. Don't tear it apart, making me so very blue. And if my heart breaks, what will it mean to you? And when will my heart heal from the memories of missing you? And when my tears fall and I cry for you, will you come hold me and heal my wounds? Will you come back to me soon and hold me forever so I'll stop missing you? Come back to me, baby. My heart is telling me to love you forever. Please don't set me free, for my heart will forever cry. Should you ever leave me, and when my heart starts to cry, will you just sit and watch it die? And when my tears fall and I cry for you, will you come hold me and heal my wound? Will you come back to me soon and hold me forever so I'll stop missing you? You are my destiny, meant only for me. I love you so, baby. Come back to me. I hope that you all are awesome, doing awesome and amazing. Just so you guys know who I am, since no one else is talking, I'm going to talk. My name is Susan Day, and I am now a singer. I'm an author. I'm now a songwriter. I'm a poet. I have a book out called Pain Has No Boundaries. You can find it on Amazon. It's a book of poetry on the subject of childhood sexual abuse. I wrote it while I was in my 20s and carried those poems with me for about 30 years before I got brave enough to go ahead and publish them. And I did so because a friend of mine had me send my poems to a professor in California, an English professor, who told me that I had to publish my book because I was going to help millions of people heal from childhood sexual abuse and rape. And that not only that, but that I had invented a new genre for poetry and my name was going to go down in history. How amazing is that? There are things that you do in life that you don't think you ever could. But when you step out of your comfort zone and you do what you don't think you can do, it raises how you feel about yourself. You never know what you're capable of if you never try. I'm also a motivational speaker. I gave my first public talk last summer in my town. I've been speaking on Facebook and Periscope for almost 10 years now. I love to help everyone. If you're out there and you're hurting and you're sad, remember that you can get through anything. You are capable, you're amazing and wonderful and different than everyone else in some way. It's a miracle that you're alive. Think about how many sperms are in one time that goes to the egg. Milliseconds difference, and you'd be somebody else. It's a miracle that you're here. You're here for a purpose. Find what you love in life. Find what you love in life, what gives you joy, and find your purpose. And do that. Do one thing every day that brings your heart joy. It's the secret to happiness. It's the secret to happiness. I found it all on my own by going through a lot of hard stuff. If you're super, super depressed, consider writing down some affirmations. I have some on my wall in my bedroom to remind me every day that I go to sleep, every day that I wake up, I see my affirmations all over my bedroom wall. I am strong. I am worthy. I can make decisions. I am happy. I'm owner of myself. I have good opinion. I believe in me. all those negative thoughts that you tell yourself, you have to kick those out and put in some positive ones. You can talk yourself to death, but you can also talk yourself to life. I really appreciate all of you listening to what I had to say. I'm going to turn this back over to my friend here. Ace, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, how we doing?
I see 247.
247. Three more people. Come on, you guys, share this out. I know you guys can do it. Invite three more people. All you guys invite three more people. We're almost there. We're almost there. We have Ace and Nade, who've all been in this live with me. And thank you for inviting me in, Ace. You're amazing.
Thank you for being here. I
You're very
appreciate
welcome.
and thank you for the tips earlier too.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I've got to get myself back up. After I saved my son from homelessness, I had done so much and overextended myself so much, with a lot of really scary stuff, that I collapsed, and I'm still working my way back up out of my room. I spend a lot of time in my room. But my son is medicated and he's living with me now and he's no longer homeless. And so I accomplished the biggest thing I ever accomplished in my life happened this year during COVID. So if you think that being locked up in your house, that you can't do anything, that you can't accomplish anything, you're wrong, because you can. You can. Find something that brings you joy, that brings you happiness. Find something to do that will um, keep your mind busy, and you'll all get through this just fine. What do you guys do that keeps you busy when you can't go out?
That is that towards me?
Any of you? Either one of you?
I just go for a walk to the store or take a walk somewhere. Does it get outside?
That's amazing because when you're out in nature, it really grounds you. It helps with depression quite a bit. You have to take a look at nature and realize that nature never gives up. And neither should you. Neither should you. Never ever give up. Don't ever give up. You can always get back up. If you can look up, you can get up. Awesome. Nade says, congrats.
Well, I thought it
Check
went.
your challenge. It says you qualify for week 2.
I thought it went down, so I wasn't paying attention. I thought it went down. That's why I wasn't. Then I didn't reach my ahead.
So, Ace, how would you like to close out your winning live?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you to Nade and Susan. They're the one main two that good night, Nade. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Wasn't for Nade and Susan. They did it. Definitely Susan for singing. So like I
Nade, would
said,
you like to say anything?
I
Oh,
think she
she's
I
gone.
think I think she said she was going. She said good night to both of us.
Yes, she did.
So I
Thank you
am
for
going.
having me.
Well, thank you for joining. I am going to put your. You said it was okay to put your HAPS name in my.
Absolutely.
That one is
Yeah.
just that way people know where they can at least find you out on HAPS if they join or whatever. So
Yes.
I'll say,
Yes. That would be amazing. Thank you.
well, thank you. Like I said, thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. You have a good
You're very
night.
welcome. Good
You have a good
night.
night.
You
And
too. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening.
you have a good one.
You too.